everybody, this is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in beautiful San Diego, California. And it's a lovely day today, although they say it's going to be hot. They say it's going to be 85, and I'm actually kind of hoping that doesn't happen because I think 85 is too warm. I kind of liked all the cool weather we had last week or so, but it's still cool at night, which I really like. So we had our little gingerbread class last week, and after I got everything ready, I came up with this other gingerbread man idea. So that's what we're going to do today. And if there's anybody who still wants to do the gingerbread class, let me know. We can still arrange that. I will show you the cards that we did. And what else? Let's see, any new stuff. I guess the biggest thing to me is the join special in October, and if you haven't joined, why not? I mean, who doesn't want to get $125 worth of products for $35? I mean, for $35, you can get like so much, and if you need help figuring out what that needs to be, let me know. I would love to have you on my wonderful Robin's Rowdies team. Or you can spend the usual $99 and get this time $189 worth of product. So that is for the I Want It All girl or guy. What else? We've got new online exclusives coming November 2nd. And there's just a wide variety of stuff coming up. There's a beautiful suite with flowers on it. There's a suite for people who have lots of different hobbies. It's really kind of an eclectic, I'd say it's an eclectic group of stamping things. It's not too late to get your 12 days of crafting advent calendar like we did a card with last time. And the Traditions of Christmas class that Stampin' Up is putting on, I don't have the date, I believe it's October 23rd next, so it's this week. You can still go, you still can't get the Traditions of Christmas paper quite yet, but you can use anything else you want. For those of you who are local and want to come to my holiday card buffet where you can make as many cards as you want, if you can look behind me there, you can see some of the boxes, and each one of those has a card in it, so you just card till you're done, and everybody's making at least 8 cards, but you can kind of just keep going if that's what you want to do. That's on November 15th, and then on November 29th we're doing just Hanukkah cards. 8 Hanukkah cards, 2 each of 4 different designs, and that's here. But if you want me to send things to you, we can do that. And if you just want to buy the PDF for either one of those classes, let me know. Email me, stampwithdrrobin@gmail.com. So I did want to show, I can't remember, somebody at my class this last week said to me, can you give us a more masculine card for the holidays? So that's kind of was the idea behind this one. So this is also a sneak peek for you as to one of the cards we would be doing at the holiday card buffet. So hey Beth, good to see you. Oh, Beth was here this weekend doing the gingerbread class, and it was fun. So, like I said, I can't remember which of you said you wanted a more masculine card. So this is my version of a more masculine card. And this is the Elegant Pine Snowflakes paper, which I think is just gorgeous. And the really cool, and I kind of played around with doing different things on the front here. But what I really wanted to do was make it simple on the front, because then it's an explosion card on the inside. Do it again. Ooh, kind of cool, huh? So I haven't quite finished. I still need to just put a piece of white in there because that's where you would write on, but that's what's coming. All right, so gingerbread people. So this is the Gingerbread Man set, and includes a stamp set with a whole bunch of different eyes and mouths to put together, these little curlies that become hair, these little gumdrops. I think this is supposed to be crumbs. Cut off his leg and put some little crumbs and you say, oh snap. And then the dies are really fun too. We've got a hat, we've got candy canes, we've got a cup, we've got a lollipop, we've got a other kind of candy, these little squirrely things. And it's just really a fun one to play with. So with the class, like I said, I can probably get still everything on here. You get a half a pack of the 6x6 Regal Designer Series paper. You get a whole pack of delightful decorative dots, and a half a spool, which is 5 yards, which is a lot, of the Real Red ribbon. And you guys want to see what we made, because it was lots of fun. So I think everybody was expecting to just see Christmas cards, but here was the Christmas card we made. Forgot to put the sentiment in that one. And then we made a lovely, adorable little fall card, and I did case this from somebody. Case means copy and share everything. And unfortunately right now I can't remember the name of the woman that I cased this from, but I just think he's so cute. Or she. Someone decided she was a she because of her eyes. But Gingerbread Peoples can be anything. Another one for the season coming up of Seasons Eatings. And then my last one, I think we did this one together. I showed you before in different colors. I made my little, what I'm calling hula gingerbread girl in pink and purple this time. And remember I showed you the little hair and gave her little flowers. Those came from the Perfectly Pair set. So that was our class. And now what we're gonna do, I'm running out of space here, is we're gonna make a luminary. Okay, so I figured now that Stampin' Up is bringing back vellum, and their vellum is really, really thick. And this time it's 12 by 12. It used to come in 8.5 by 11. I may have to move this up a little bit so you guys can see this whole thing. That might be a little bit better. But I just thought that would be so cute. And then you put it in and you put a little, tea light underneath, and then it kind of glows. So that's, I'm hoping you can see that okay. That's what we're gonna make today. So we are going to start with our gingerbread man, and you will need a big block for this. And I cut him out of pecan pie. I'll need 3 of them. And we are going to do a little bit of embossing today. So you remember to use your embossing buddy. And I actually did emboss some other ones, so we're just going to do one of these. And we've got our Versamark. And what I like to do when I'm using something really big like this is lay it flat. And then whether you're inking or Versamarking it. And I go around a couple times because I can't really see when it's done and when it's not done. All right, I know these are hard to handle, so you could go like this and put him face down like that, or go like this. And my tip for you on using him is put his feet where you want them and then adjust the head. I'm getting better at this guy. And then really push him down well. And even if you are doing both of these, because it's fine if they're holding hands because they're going all around that luminary, I would highly recommend that you do one and heat emboss it and then do the other, because otherwise what are you going to hold? And even with that, people are having problems and smushing things up a little bit. So I've also done these luminaries before with, because mostly you're using them at night and people can't really see. You're going to hear me turn on the heat gun. People can't really see what it is if you're just using it at night. So sometimes what I'll do is just use a die that's, you know, all you're going to do is do it in black, and all you're going to see is the real outline. Sometimes I like to just do it underneath because I know it's going to bulge out a little bit otherwise. I'm going to start in one area and go around and just keep it moving. You can, I have burned card stock before, so you actually can overdo it on the heating. So just watch and make sure that everything changes color. This is actually one of the best one I think I've ever done. All right, and we're gonna just put this aside because that heated stuff is just a little bit wet. And so I don't want to go using it right away. All right, so now we're gonna take an 8.5 by 11 piece of our vellum. I know you can't really see it, but then I've got some 1/2-inch pieces of the Traditions of Christmas. I'm using the little plaid one, and we are just gonna glue those down on here. And I cut these just a 1/2 inch by 11. I'm going to just do the whole thing. And what I decided was going to be easiest for me was going to be to build it all like this and then put it together. I mean, I suppose you could put it together first. I just thought it'd be easier with our gingerbread people to do it like this. So from the magic of I did it before, we have our gingerbread people here, and as you can see, you're going to need just 3 of them. So I'm going to take my little paper snips and I'm going to cut this one off. Use that for something else. And then when I put him on, I can just overlap him like this. And what I'm going to try to do, oh, this is curling up a little bit. Hey Cheryl, glad you could join us. What I'm going to do is glue him all down. Okay. Just overlap that just a smidge to help hold everything down. And I'm saving a 1/2 inch on each side because that's going to overlap to close it up. All right. So there's 2 of them. You can kind of see on here why it was a good idea to do one at a time. And the other thing I found is that things kind of like, you know, when you start to curl everything, stuff really wants to try to pop off. So if you could not even do this until, you know, make the whole luminary part till the next day, that would probably even be a better thing for you. But we're not going to tune in tomorrow, right? All right, so now we've got the fun part. This is like paper dolls, okay? So what I have is just a whole bunch of, I cut up some hats and some scarves, and we got a little lollipop thing for them, and we've got a candy cane for them. So this is just all the part to make it kind of colorful here. So let's just start putting some things together. So the little candy cane thing, when you do it, it cuts out one solid and one open one like this. So basically every time you cut, you're cutting 2 candy canes, so that's kind of fun. All right, and then this is a little lollipop, and we've got a little, I don't know, center thing, so it looks kind of like a peppermint. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hold on, don't go anywhere. You guys talk to your paper. I do. Okay. So there's some things for them to hold. I'm not going to glue down yet because I want to see how I'm going to put stuff. So we got a hat, a hat, a hat, and then we don't want these to exactly match up. Or I don't. I suppose you could if you wanted to, so I don't want the green there. Isn't that adorable? And you really don't want to fill the whole thing with stuff because you want people to be able to, you know, see what's shining through here. It's so interesting how there's just all those flowers on one side and the backs, to me, there's a lot of them that look more masculine like this, which or gender neutral, I guess I could say. But it makes it easy that everything matches, you know, when you're gonna do cards. But it also helps when you're not doing cards. Notice I'm making their little hats all line up just slightly different. All right, again, this probably should have pushed this down. This was one of the things I was having trouble getting to stay down, where these little guys. So let's see if we can make it work this time. I think what I'm going to do is this. I think that'll be easier. I tried to make this go down and it kept flopping back up. All right, so let me just hold it for a minute. Okay, and then what we're going to do is this is one place I always like to use my tear and tape because I can't find the end. Come on. I think tear and tape is the best thing at holding things that you want to last. So I don't use it so often on cards unless it's a 3D-ish kind of card. All right, let's cut off this end. I have some just old icky scissors that I use for things like this that are going to be sticky so that I don't ruin my good scissors. But the other thing you can do, first, you really want to burnish this down. This is how it makes it better to stay and also easier to pull up like this. See how easy that was? And then when you get down to this end here, if there's any hanging over, you just fold it back like that. All right, here's the real deciding factor. I am going to try to just curve it a little bit with my hands to see if we can get it to do its little thing. All right, so this guy's not curving so much, is he? All right, so we want to line the ends up. Bottom and top. I think having a third hand here would be really, really helpful. And then you just want to kind of get it to stick. So you may have to I'm putting one hand inside and one on the top. Just to get, there we go, to get it to all stick down. That tear and tape is just really great for this. All right, that is our luminary. And unfortunately, I didn't have a tea light. I didn't want to use a real one because I thought it would melt. But isn't that just the cutest thing? Here, we'll bring them both back in. I think too, it would make a really cute centerpiece to put them like, you know, on a table and use it as a centerpiece. So I may do that when we get closer to holidays. This is what I was telling you about, how this guy was having a hard time standing down, pushing down. That was the one I did the other day. But aren't they just so adorable? I think they're just really fun. So I'm going to put you back up for a second there and say thank you for joining me this afternoon. And I will not be live next Monday because I get to go visit my daughter. It's her birthday this week. So I will, if I can make it another day next week, I will let you know online. But if you have any questions, email me at stampwithdrrobin@gmail.com. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.